The Consulate General of the United States in Ho Chi Minh City on Thursday hosted a reception to celebrate the 240th anniversary of Independence Day. The event was attended by Consul General Charles Sellers, U.S. Ambassador to Vietnam Ted Osius, and Vice Chairman of the Ho Chi Minh City People's Committee Lê Thanh Liêm. Speakers at the event highlighted the solid development of relations between the two countries in more than 2 decades. Especially, they noted United States President Barack Obama's landmark visit to Vietnam from May the 23rd to the 25th this year. The trip is expected to significantly strengthen the bilateral partnership in many areas.
Thì đến hôm nay gần giống như là cái rào cản 100% về việc mà bãi bỏ lệnh cấm vận vũ khí, về việc mà xóa hàng rào thuế quan trong tương lai. Thì về khi mà Việt Nam và Mỹ là chính thức ký cái hiệp ước TPP thì coi giống như cái cơ hội rất là rộng mở.
President Obama was the third consecutive leader of the White House to visit Vietnam since the two countries normalized diplomatic relations in 1995. Mr. Obama arrived in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, meeting with Vietnamese top leaders, entrepreneurs, and young people. Especially, he spent a significant amount of time exploring the Vietnamese culture and meeting with local people on the street. He sat down with celebrity chef and TV host Anthony Bourdain to enjoy a casual meal which cost $6, including traditional Vietnamese noodles served with grilled meat and local beer. He also stopped to talk to Hanoi street vendors and visited a small pagoda in Ho Chi Minh City. The informal and friendly activities of President Obama took place amid enormous interest and excitement of Vietnamese people, as well as local and international media.
Đích thân Tổng thống Obama đã đến thăm Việt Nam. Đây có thể nói là một sự kiện cực kỳ trọng đại với cá nhân tôi. Và tôi tin là với rất nhiều tầng lớp nhân dân Việt Nam, với trí thức, với các cái tầng lớp khác trong cộng đồng Việt Nam thì đây là một sự kiện rất nhiều người mong đợi. Và khi mà Tổng thống Obama sang đấy, và với cái chương trình làm việc của ông, với cái tiếp xúc của ông, với các cuộc viếng thăm và với một cái tác phong có thể nói là rất quần chúng, rất gần gũi, và ai cũng cảm thấy ông ấy là một người bạn. Và cái cảm tình của người Việt đối với cá nhân ông Obama đã được thể hiện rất rõ.
Greetings to all the viewers of Channel Vietnam on VTC10 Network channel. The visit of President Obama in May has marked an important turn in the relations between the two nations and also marked a sustainable development in the future for US and Vietnam. Today we have a talk with Mr. Ambassador to Vietnam from United States, Mr. Ted Osius, to know more about this. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
What do you think of the welcome of Mr. Hanoi for the President?
Well, it was wonderful. I was with the President in his motorcade, and I had been with President Clinton 16 years earlier in his motorcade. Now, President Clinton was received very, very warmly. It was the first visit by a U.S. President. What struck me was the numbers of people who turned out. It was many times more. By some estimates, more than 1 million people were here in Ho Chi Minh City when we drove from Tan Son Nhut Airport to downtown. It was astonishing. The President was very moved by this. He told us that he's been traveling all over the world in more than 7 years as President, and he had never received a bigger, warmer reception than he received right here in Ho Chi Minh City. So it was very moving. What this tells me is a few things. Vietnamese have embraced this new partnership that we have. I like to call it Hành trình mới, the new journey that we're embarking on together. They were excited by what the President said about us creating a future together, a future based on joint prosperity, security, and human dignity. They were happy that the President was here to show the United States supports Vietnam's success. we want to be a good partner for Vietnam.
Apart from spending time with the government leaders from Vietnam, President Obama also spent a lot of his time with Vietnamese people in informal visits. So can you share with us what do you think are the most interesting or memorable moments?
Well, I would mention three. One was when he met with students here in the GEM Center. He met with more than 600 Vietnamese students, and they asked him questions, and his answers were not scripted. And one young woman rapped for him, and it was wonderful. He urged her, let me hear what you can do, and she rapped, and that was an image of a dynamic young Vietnam that the whole world saw and that went viral around the world. It was terrific. He also interviewed entrepreneurs at Dreamplex, and that was the President of the United States asking young, very dynamic entrepreneurs how they'd achieved their success. And I think it was again an opportunity to show what a changed and dynamic and young and exciting country this is. And then the last informal moment I would mention is he had a chance to have some bún chả while he was up in Hanoi. He enjoyed it. It was the food, Vietnamese cuisine is wonderful, and the president enjoyed Vietnamese cuisine very, very much. And he also enjoyed it in a setting that is bin dân, that is where people like to go, rather than a formal setting.
So in your recent speech at CSIS, you stated that the U.S. officials expected 12 joint agreements with Vietnam before President Obama's visit, but the two nations ended up with 20. So what do you think about this unexpected achievement?
We were very ambitious when we decided about a year before the president came that we would try for 12 different endeavors, different things that we would do together, the Vietnamese and Americans together would do. And it turns out that Vietnam was even more ambitious, and our government was more ambitious even than we expected. So in many areas we were able to do quite astonishing things together. We were able to launch Fulbright University Vietnam, the first American-style university. We were able to sign some security agreements and lift a lethal weapons ban on Vietnam. We were able to create a climate change partnership, a partnership on combating wildlife. We were able to work together on peacekeeping. We were able to launch a Peace Corps program so that young Americans will come and teach English to Vietnamese and support Vietnam's success.
During President Obama's visit to Vietnam, the two countries announced a joint communique and signed agreements in various sectors. In the joint communique, Vietnam and the United States commit to further deepening political and diplomatic ties with senior official visits. The United States pledges to provide a package of support for Vietnam to fulfill its commitments under the Trans-Pacific Partnership. The two countries will also join hands in addressing regional and global challenges, particularly the settlement of marine and territorial disputes in line with international laws. On this occasion, President Obama announced the historic removal of the long-standing ban on lethal weapon sales from the United States to Vietnam. The White House leader said the move was part of deeper engagement between the two countries that will eliminate one of the last vestiges of the Cold War.
This change will ensure that Vietnam has access to the equipment it needs to defend itself. It also underscores the commitment of the United States to a fully normalized relationship with Vietnam, including strong defense ties with Vietnam and this region for the long term.
President Barack Obama and his Vietnamese counterpart Trần Đại Quang witnessed businesses of the two countries sign multiple deals worth billions of US dollars. Most importantly, Vietnamese low-cost air carrier Vietjet inked a contract with American giant Boeing to buy 100 passenger aircrafts totaling $11.3 billion. Vietjet also sealed another contract worth more than $3 billion with United Technologies Corp. To purchase engines and maintenance services. Vietnamese and American companies also signed other documents in dealing with climate change and producing clean energy. In terms of people-to-people relations, American Peace Corps members also received permission to carry out volunteering activities in Vietnam, such as teaching English. The agreements are expected to further deepen bilateral ties for many decades to come.
So during President Obama's visits to Vietnam, the United States announced its package to support Vietnam in its fulfillments in TPP commitments. So can you tell us a little bit more about this package?
It's a big commitment that Vietnam has made, and it will have very, very big benefits being part of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. But it's a high standard trade agreement, and it's important that the United States and other TPP partners support Vietnam as it implements those commitments. It will be hard to completely fulfill those commitments without some technical and other support, and we're very proud to be a good partner to Vietnam in that area as well.
How about national defense?
The President announced the lifting of the lethal weapons ban. What that does is it enables us to have a normal security relationship. We enhanced peacekeeping cooperation, as I mentioned. We decided to step up our collaboration on humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. We've already been working for a long time in fullest possible accounting for those who were lost on both sides of the war, but we're going to step up our collaboration in cleaning up dioxin and in cleaning up unexploded ordnance. And we're working together to try to preserve stability and peace in this part of the world and through peacekeeping even beyond East Asia.
So in your speech at CSIS following President Obama's visit, you expressed your belief in the sustainable development of U.S. and Vietnam relations in the next 50, 60 years. So can you tell us a little bit more about the fundamental elements to support your belief?
Well, at the base of a strong, durable, long-lasting partnership is collaboration between people. It's not just collaboration between governments, but going beyond to more students, more business people, more tourists coming back and forth between our countries. So I'm very happy that the Vietnamese government decided to extend longer duration, one-year visas to Americans. So there will be more American tourists coming to Vietnam. There will be more students going back and forth, more investors coming. When investors come, they come and they make a commitment for a long period of time to Vietnam's success. They don't just come and trade, they come and they invest in their communities as well as in their businesses. So a strong private sector relationship is crucial to be the stable base of a long-term partnership. And I think a lot of the steps we made, agreeing on Fulbright University Vietnam, TPP, visas, Peace Corps, they create a stable foundation for a long-term partnership. And I'm very confident that we've set in motion a partnership that could last 50, 60, 100 years. We have to keep working on it though. Those agreements cannot be just signed and then forgotten. We now need to work very, very hard on implementing them. One of the agreements we made was to support Vietnam in its chairmanship of APEC. And only 5 months from now, Vietnam will be the chair of a very important grouping of 21 East Asia Pacific economies. And the United States is very proud to provide support as Vietnam would like, so that Vietnam will be successful in driving the economic agenda for the region into this next year.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Ambassador. It's the end of our show. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and see you again.
Xin chào quý vị và các bạn.